Hello everybody and welcome back to Rise of the Tomb Raider. So yesterday I tried recording this game as well. Unfortunately, after about 40 minutes of recording I was just about done with the game, the episode, and then the PC decided to crash. So I had to start all over again. I decided to move it to the next day because I didn't want to record the same stuff twice in the same day. Anyway, we got some salvage over here. We're exploring the caverns right now and let's just see what's going on. So we get a notification, optional challenge tomb nearby, explore to find the entrance. So just like in the last game, there is going to be optional tombs that we can explore for extra goodies and just, you know, for the sake of exploring. Now look at that, guys, it's
a Byzantine war galley. How the hell did it get down here?
So does this mean that the entire place used to be filled with water and the ship was stuck there somehow and then the water disappeared and the ship stood there because it was frozen solid in place? I'm guessing that's it. So this is one of the first areas as well where my PC might start feeling the pressure this game puts on it, because I'm dipping into the 60s right now. I hope I can keep the entire series with these settings at about...
It's Mongolian. They passed through here. I must be close to the Lost City.
So, close to the Lost City. Yeah, guys, we're almost done with the game. So yeah, like I mentioned, I hope I can keep this entire series at about 60 FPS plus. I might have tuned on some settings later on when we get to a more tasking area than this. However, so far it's doing pretty well, so I'm just going to keep it like this.
Must be something up there.
Look up there, guys. The lighting over there is so cool. I love this hole in the...
I think I can make that.
Alright, alright. I believe in you, Lara. You can do this, I can't do this, okay? Are you ready? Here we go. So, a question, guys. Would you do this in real life? I mean, look at this. I mean, I wouldn't mind walking across such a thing if there wasn't a big gap below me. I mean, I'd probably do it if it's like 1 meter or something, but anything more than that would probably cause me not to do that. So we can pry this one. Now what this does is it lowers, well, that thing. I don't know what to call it. Now, where do we want to go? Let me first establish that real quick. So up here, you see some ice. So if we try and climb up here, the ice is blocking us, so we can't climb any further. We can't use racks or anything, so we're gonna have to find a way to remove that. And Laura, stop being clunky, please. Now, first of all, there's a couple of caps around here. I don't know why there's caps, but I'll just grab them. And we also have a document, so let me take a look at this if Laura wants to.
The Maria Adula is trapped. The ice gave way. Her spine snapped in two. No matter. While I hope to wield her cannons against the false prophet, we will continue on foot. I have 6 of the Order of Trinity's best, and we have been stockpiling food and supplies while the sailors starved. They do not know it yet, but they will give their life for the cause. My men and I will find our way out of these icy caves and continue on foot. Before the ship was swallowed by the ice to the south, we heard music. That will be our first stop. But first I must rest. The cold has sunk into my bones, and I am drowsy. Just a little sleep.
So this part is actually fairly interesting to me. First of all, Laura says, a knight of the Order of Trinity pursues the prophet, undaunted by the obstacles. So yeah, he's very, very determined to find the prophet. Here he mentions, I have 6 of the Order of Trinity's best, and we have been stockpiling food and supplies while the sailors starved. So these people have been working their asses off for the members of Trinity. Do they like that though? I mean, do they get proper payment for that at least? Hoping they get something, because... they might be dying after this trip. Anyway, it's their life, it's not mine, but maybe they're forced to do such a thing. Anyway, moving on with the story at hand. If I jump across, as you guys can probably see already, I can grab this, and that will knock the ice off of the wall. And this one will put it nicely back into position.
That did it.
Which I do appreciate. And then I can climb up here and we can progress. So, this is actually a very easy tomb. However, there's going to be a... oh, hello shields. That was actually kind of cool. I never noticed that. So, there's the exact same puzzle again. However, in this situation, we have to remove that. Now, you guys will see, or might see, that this game is reasonably clunky in some areas. This is one of the areas where I mainly noticed it. Because Lara is a bitch when she's trying to grab onto that thing. So, all we want to do is, you guys can probably guess already, we're going to let go of this, then run across and jump to the right, like so. So we're going to run across, we're going to go over here real quick, then on top of this, and then Lara, steady yourself and jump. Lara! What was that? Okay, so usually she falls when she does that, so apparently for some reason this time...
Got it. Now to find out what's up there.
She actually managed to make it. I don't know how you did it, Lara, but good job on you. You're some sort of a monkey hybrid. I think she's the missing link, guys. I think we found the missing link, finally. So we're almost up there, guys. This is pretty much the end of the tomb. Oh, girl, hold on to that, Lara. Hold on to that. A lot of this last bit is going to be me yelling, oh, because I'll be in the middle of performing actions, in the middle of a sentence while I have to perform actions. So, is there anything behind me? I don't think there is. Right, let's climb up here. Look at this, guys. I love the area. You got this, Lara. We've got some coin.
Look at all this. Why were they carrying so much wealth with them?
I have no idea. But they're rich people. What did I just see? Did I see something I could interact with? Is there something on the floor? Well, it's probably these arrows. So first of all, let me grab this real quick, because this is amazing. This, guys, is the map. So this means that we can now see where all of the documents and murals and, you know, all the goodies are. It also says zooms completed 0 out of 1. We'll hit 1 out of 1 very, very soon, because I can grab this thing over here, and this thing is amazing. I don't use it too often, but I still do like it. And now to enact the previous game.
This codex details the archery techniques of the foes of the Byzantine Empire.
So, new skill mastered. Ancient abilities. Ancient abilities. Quickly shoot up to 2 successive arrows without the delay of withdrawing from the quiver. Rapid fire arrows by quickly pressing and releasing the left mouse button after an arrow is first shot. So, I don't use it too much because later on we're going to be swapping weapons a lot, and I'm not going to be using the bow too much, though I do like the bow. I mean, the bow's fun, but the other weapons are usually more effective. Now I'll show you guys. So imagine there's 2 guys over there, and usually in a lot of games you can use collateral damage to shoot 2 people at once. Now imagine there's 2 people standing behind each other. I can charge my bow, shoot once, and I can shoot again very, very rapidly, thus killing both of them in the same shot. I can also do that if they're fairly close to each other. And falling simulator, here we go. So we're back in the glacial cavern. This is where we were originally. Wait, have I missed a document though? Is there a document up there? Crap, there's a document. I think I've missed a document, guys. I'm gonna have to go back. I think there was a document up there.
A Byzantine brooch. The enamel work is beautiful. This portrait has been defaced. It looks like it was depicting the prophet. They must have had to hide their faith.
So who were the people forcing them to hide their faith? Were they Trinity? Was Trinity already here during that time? Or were there different people around here back then? Have there been multiple organizations trying to prevent them from going there? Now I think I can just sprint up here so I can just keep you guys around. I don't have to skip anything, I believe. Oh, I thought I missed that for a sec, but you know, we can just speedrun this now. Go, 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 Lara. Go, go, go. We got this. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Gotta jump up here. Gotta jump up here. Keep going, Lara. Man, I was like, okay, you know, this time, because I've played this before, I'm gonna be a bit quicker about this all. But no. I decided to friggin' miss something. Can I just jump down here and then grab onto that? No, I can't. But I can at least make the jump. I mean, Lara's in pain, but... isn't she always? I mean, it's falling simulator. I'm just assisting her, getting used to more falling, because just like in the previous game, guys, there's gonna be a lot of falling. It's kind of a theme of these games, and I'm so looking forward to Shadow of the Tomb Raider, by the way, guys. That's supposedly the name of the new Tomb Raider game. It's probably going to be released somewhere in 2018, from estimations, and I'm looking forward to playing that so much. So, wasn't there a document around here somewhere? Document? Oh, document, hello.
It's done. We'll die here, thanks to Coraldus and the madness of the Order of Trinity. My ship will never see water again. We entered the glacial sea too far into the winter. Would have been turned back, but Caraldus would not abandon this lost prophet. He and his dead-eyed warriors seized control. He forced the ship through shallow tributaries until we could go no further. Then he made my crew construct sled runners, and the bastard forced us to tow the ship over land. It was death and excommunication to deny him. But it was death either way. I will make sure he dies here, with us. I've always kept a little poison at the ready in case the ship was taken. Now, it has another use.
So my previous question has been answered. This is the captain of the ancient ship prepares his revenge. So this is the captain of the people who are being forced to work to death. And he mentions that he does not like working for them. He is being forced to work for them. And if he refuses to work for them, he dies. If he keeps working, he dies. So the only thing he can do right now is to make sure that he gets his revenge by killing his, let's call him his boss first, the guy of Trinity. So we have a full story there. So why these people were being used and how they got into the position of being used, that is unknown to us right now. But at least we know the situation that was occurring at that point in time. Alright, so let's proceed with the story a little bit. Because I've been spending too much in this glacial cavern. I was supposed to be out here, out of this cave a lot earlier than this. I love the look of this area, guys. I love the little bit of the fill filter, if that's what this is, like the how'd you call it? A bit like misty, perhaps. Oh, and that's a bunch of coins as well. Now, I believe the final document is, yeah, it's over there. Okay, so we're almost done with this area. I'm going to keep this one a little bit shorter, guys, because last time my PC crashed and I don't want to do that all over again, so I'm going to make sure these are a couple of shorter episodes right now. If my PC works as it's supposed to work, which I believe it does right now, then of course I'll make them longer in the future again, but this is just a lot easier. And another reason is that there is a lot of stuff in between two base camps coming up, so if I don't cut it in like 10 minutes or so, then it's probably going to be a 1 hour episode again, which I kind of want to avoid.
He's passed through the lands of the Rus. I cannot shake the feeling that he's taunting me, waiting until I'm a day's ride away before moving on. I will not be home before the winter, as I hoped. I've stopped at a small village by a glassy lake they called Svetloyar. The prophet spoke here, and now the villagers refuse me lodging. I slept on the banks of the lake, where a young man bearing a crude version prophet's icon tried to kill me as I dozed. I made an example of him, and now the people fix me with the evil eye, spit at me as I pass. I must move on soon. His sickness spreads.
So this is once again the hunter. Lara says the tracker met resistance from those the prophet spoke with. So he feels like the prophet is actually taunting him. Every time he gets close to the prophet just disappears again. It's like the prophet knows that he is after him and he's just sort of playing with him. Now, he also says the prophet spoke here and now the villagers refuse me lodging. Does this mean that the prophet is fully aware of people chasing him and thus is preventing the hunter from having a good trip? Or does this mean that the hunter is recognizable as an outsider and thus being refused because the people know that he is after the prophet? There's many questions to be answered, many questions to be posed. Many of them might not be as relevant right now, but they will become more relevant later on. And we're out of the cavern, guys. Well, that was not really the cavern either, but still, we're out in the open again. This is the Soviet installation. Remember, guys, a while back we saw, I think we were somewhere in the area, somewhere in the vicinity, and we saw the Soviet installation from the top when we were getting the herbs, when we were injured after fighting the bear for the first time. And now we're here, so we're gonna explore that for a bit later on in the next episode. Like I mentioned, I'm gonna keep this one very short. I'm sorry, guys, but I want to make sure nothing bad happens.
I'm not your enemy.
How do you know?
That remains to be seen. You killed those men back there.
I killed them to survive. I suspect you did too. How long have they been here?
Days, at most. The invaders took many of my people prisoner. You should leave this place before it's too late.
I can't do that. I came here for something important.
So did they. If I see you again, I'll put an arrow in your throat.
You and I are on the same side. I hope I can prove that to you.
She seems quite agitated.
What's going on down there? Who?
I'm Batman. Is what she's thinking right now. Isn't that a Batman thing that he always just randomly disappears when he's talking to people?
So, there are people who live out here, and they appear to have been here for a very long time, living in isolation for decades, maybe even centuries. I notice elements of her dress, small adornments that would not have been out of place in the Byzantine Empire. Could they possibly be descendants of the Prophet's people? How much do they know about the lost city or the divine source? It's clear Trinity will do anything to find out. I'm afraid that whoever they are, they're in grave danger. Let's hope the old proverb about the enemy of my enemy remains true.
Well, so far it doesn't seem like we've made any friends around here, but that can change. She seems to be very determined to keep people out of this area, to keep people off of the, well, stuff that they're supposedly hiding right now. So before we end the episode, let me just quickly take a look at the upgrades and stuff. First of all, fast travel. I'll just show you guys real quick where we are right now. So this was Syria. We can just ignore that. It's done. It's gone. We had the base camp, the Wilderness Refuge. We crossed through a cavern. We went into the, well, Mongolia Passage, which was the cavern. And now we're at the Soviet installation. As you guys can see from this region summary, this region is enormous. This is actually the biggest region as far as I know in the entire game. So while I am going to go through this and I am going to collect a couple of things, many of the things in this area are going to be collected by me after we finish a lot of the other stuff and come back here and do like a marathon-y kind of run through this area, because otherwise I'm going to spend all day in here. So we have weapons as well. Can we get any upgrades right now? I don't think we can get... No, none for that. We can get a climbing axe upgrade, guys. I don't use the climbing axe for combat that much. I'm going to have to be real honest here. Maybe in high difficulties it would be very beneficial. But I personally just use ranged weapons most of the time. Now, we have an upgrade that is actually really beneficial outside of combat, however. It's not rubbed handle. It is... honed edge. A sharpened edge allows the blade to slide further into gaps, improving leverage for increased price speed. So this will at least allow us to open up the chests a bit easier. Which, you know, it's not a lot, but if we have like 50 chests, just giving you guys a random number, then obviously it's going to make a little bit of a difference. So I'm just going to grab that. Also, before we end the episode, I want to quickly get ourselves a new outfit. Let me just cycle through these as often as I can. So which one is fun? Should we just go by the list? Apex Predator, heavy bear hide and fur jacket adorned with the claws of defeated foes. All damage from predatory animals is decreased. Now, in this area, there's going to be a couple of predatory animals, so I might just take this one. Why not? Why not go with this one? This one's pretty cool. I actually do like this one. It's a bit like, reminds me when you're playing an MMO of like a ranger, a little bit. Anyway, guys, that's it for this episode. I want to keep this short, like I mentioned. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then feel free to give it a like. Subscribe to the channel. More is coming. I'm uploading every single Monday. Might upload a bit more if I get ahead of myself, but we'll have to see about that. Anyway, have a nice day, guys. See you around.